Jill Kilpatrick, and this is my entry in the Living Light Hot Raw Chef 5 and 5 video recipe contest. Today, I'll be making one of my favorite recipes, Korean collard wraps. I created this recipe as a stand-in for Korean beef wraps. This is one of my favorite things to make after a long day of work. Especially on hot days, it's great to have a cool kitchen. This recipe has so many vitamins and nutrients, I don't have time to list them all. But it especially has huge amounts of A, C, K, and B6. Let's take a look at some of our ingredients. First, raw walnuts. You can get raw walnuts at any natural food store. Feel free to get the less expensive halves and pieces since we're going to put them right in our food processor. Next, we have red basil. I chose red basil today because I love the flavor and the color, but you could also use cilantro, mint, or Thai basil. Next, we have carrots. I have 2 medium carrots chopped into matchstick-sized pieces. Carrots will add color, crunch, and lots of vitamin A. Next, we have pears. I love fruit in savory recipes. In order to buy the perfect ripe pear, you want to look for a firm fruit with matte skin. If the skin's still shiny, it's not ripe. Our last ingredient are collard greens. You want to look for a green that's nice and large, sort of like a tortilla. Look for one without rips and holes. You want to make sure you're going to be able to keep all of those delicious fillings inside. Now, let's figure out how to turn raw walnuts into something resembling spicy Korean beef. Here we have a 1.5 cups of walnuts. We're going to put it into our food processor. I'm using the medium bowl of my food processor so that there's lots of room for the ingredients to combine. Next, our red basil, 1/4 cup. Then we have a few flavor-enhancing ingredients that are really going to give this recipe some pop. The first is sesame oil. You want to make sure to get cold-pressed sesame oil, which is made directly from raw sesame seeds. Sesame oil gives this recipe some of its distinctive Asian flavor. Next, 2 cloves of garlic. Don't have to chop them. Food processor will do that for you. Next, our bowl chilies. These chilies will bring some wonderful heat to complement the sweet and cool flavors of the carrots and pears. I'm breaking off the stem and putting a whole chili right in our mixture. Next, we have lemon juice. Lemon juice will give a little zing to our nut pate, as well as help break down the nuts. Our last ingredient is namashoyu. Namashoyu is a raw soy sauce, but if you don't have namashoyu, feel free to use Bragg's amino acids, regular soy sauce, or even a little pinch of Celtic sea salt. Alright, now that we have all of our ingredients together, you can close up our food processor. We're going to be using the pulse function on the food processor so we can keep an eye on this. We want our mixture to resemble something like ground beef. Now with all of these ingredients, we don't have quite enough liquid, so we're going to be adding a little bit of water as we pulse. And some water. And that looks great. It's really looking like the ground beef that you would find in a traditional Korean beef wrap. So, we're going to take our collard green, snap off the stem, and take a spoon and fill it with this delicious Korean nut pate. Spread it right down the center of the collard green, tending toward the thick end of the stem, because you're going to want to use the thin end for folding. Take your carrots, your pears. Don't be stingy with the pears. The sweetness is wonderful with the chili peppers. And we're ready to wrap. Wrapped up, and there we go. Thanks for watching. Be well, and if you enjoyed this video, go to hotrawchef.com and vote for me, Jill Kilpatrick. Don't forget, do it now. That's hotrawchef.com to cast your People's Choice vote for me, Jill Kilpatrick.